It doesn't matter how you became that person that allowed these people to do that stuff to you. But at some point, you gotta wake up and you gotta say, I'm not dealing with that anymore. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sierra. For those who are new, don't forget to hit the subscribe button just to stay up to date with my latest uploads. So here on my channel, we are all about creating a life that you love. So with that being said, I'm gonna jump into today's video. So today I'm gonna be talking about mindset. When it comes to mindset, I automatically think thoughts. And when I think about thoughts, it's just like I start to think back to when I was younger. Like, when did I begin to start having thoughts, you know, like, and I wonder that, like, I truly wonder, like, at what age do you start to begin to, you know, think about things, like, and like actually be able to connect certain things. Think about it. Majority of the time, your family molds your thought process. The way your parents parent you, the way they affirm you, the way they make you feel secure or not secure, it all molds your mindset. This is a place where you got to drop off all the excuses. You got to stop being a victim here at this point. Just my situation alone, I know it's people out here who probably can't relate, or it's people who can't relate. Kind of feel like it's something like that is generational that you literally have to break. I kind of feel like the people in my family are like high anxiety, like, is, oh, well, what you gonna do that for? You gotta have a backup plan, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. Just always like in a fear-based mindset. And I feel like that was kind of like putting me very young, like this fear-based mindset, that I feel like I never truly actually went after anything that I truly wanted until I was older, because I was scared, oh, I might get in trouble for this, or I was scared, oh, this is gonna look stupid, or I just didn't feel like I had the support. If you didn't have a solid plan behind it, don't bring it up, because it might just sound stupid to other people. But that's also important to know, that everything ain't for everybody, and what God put in your heart is not for everybody. So you don't have to share those kind of things. But I'm specifically speaking from when I was younger. But that is a mindset that I took into adulthood. Like, even scared to speak with people and say how I feel, because I'm like, oh, they're gonna think, you know, I'm mean, or they're gonna think I'm stupid, or it just don't sound right. Like, it's like this feeling of like shame. It really boils down to your experiences. And I think it is vital, even if you feel like you had the most secure relationship with your parents, your family, everything was cookie cutter and perfect. I think everyone should, you know, go to therapy once in life, because I feel like even things that may have seemed normal in your family, they might not have actually been, you know, the healthiest ways to live life. Like, say you had a parent that, you know, just pushed you, or just made you like be super independent. Well, when you think about it, when you get into a relationship, like, that don't work, because you have to depend on your partner. Like, and I don't think it's any perfect way to parent, but I also feel like we have to be aware of what is planted in us, and we have to be okay with knowing that we may have to dig some things up and plant new seeds in our lives. And this starts with just that. You're gonna have to knock out these limiting beliefs. Like, you gotta think about it. When, you know, when kids are little and they are in preschool and their teacher's like, what do you want to be when you grow up? Oh, I want to be a superhero. I want to be a doctor. Like, kids' imaginations, they don't really limit them. I feel like we get more limited in our thinking the older we get. So I feel like at some point in adulthood, you're going to have to step back into childhood and really dream like a child. Figure out what would knock your socks off, what would just make your day, and go for it. Don't think, oh my God, I'm gonna look so silly doing this, or oh my God, I could never, that's too embarrassing, nobody's gonna listen to me, or nobody's gonna read my book, or nobody liked my picture. Stop being scared and just do it. Like, I mean, it's no other way to say it. Like, The only way you're gonna stop yourself from being stuck in a victim mentality is to basically say, forget what everybody else is talking about, and I'm gonna do this, and it's gonna go this way, and if we have some bumps in the road, we gonna fix it. And that's something that my therapist had to keep telling me, because I have this what you call it, you know, the response of people, you know, fight, flight, or freeze. I am a freeze response, and I have freeze response just due to some trauma that I experienced in childhood. But when it comes to everything in life, if I am in an uncomfortable position, I freeze. Doesn't matter what it is. And I noticed like that it may aggravate people around me, this response that I have, but I had to learn to be nurturing to myself and realize, you know, hey, I've been through some tough stuff, but I gotta, you know, plant the new seeds in my mind. I have to, you know, affirm myself every day, and I have to love me more than I've probably ever been loved before, because if I'm empty or if I'm damaged, I cannot, you know, function for real. I can't really do the work that I'm called to do if I'm stuck. I want people to know that if you have people who are around you who are toxic, that could be your family, that could be your friends, that could be your boyfriend, that could be your girlfriend. You have to either cut them off or set hard boundaries with them. And I think the toughest thing to do definitely is setting boundaries. If people have been interacting with you for a certain time and doing it a certain way for forever, when you go to change up and be like, hold on, that's not cool, they feel disrespected. And it's no disrespect, but you have to keep yourself safe. You have to keep yourself sane, and the only way you do it is by setting boundaries. If somebody starts speaking negative into your life, you have to be like, hold up, that's what we're not gonna do. If you don't have anything nice to say, if you don't have anything encouraging to say, keep it to yourself. And you have to learn to just say it like that and just be straight up. This is your life. You cannot let people plant stuff in your head. You have to take responsibility for your mindset. You have to take responsibility for your thoughts. But if you are a person who gets bummed out when people aren't supporting you, or, you know, you just let people suck you dry and people take, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how you became that person that allowed these people to do that stuff to you. But at some point, you got to wake up and you got to say, I'm not dealing with that anymore. Like, I'm not. Toxic people got to go. And if these are people you can't get rid of, set boundaries. If they don't respect your boundaries, guess what? Don't talk to them. And I know that sounds harsh. I know it sounds harsh. And it don't mean you got to not talk to them forever. But you have to make sure you're getting yourself in a place to where you can function. Right? We're not here that long on this earth. So, how can you fulfill purpose when you got a whole bunch of negative Nancy's in your ear, you know? Or not even, it might not even be negative people. It might be negative habits with yourself. You might have to set some boundaries with yourself. Like, you know what? I'm not going to eat after 8 o'clock. You know what? I'm not going to indulge in this kind of media. Like, you have to really protect yourself. And you have to protect yourself from others. And you have to protect yourself from yourself. You know, we are all going through some type of spiritual warfare at some point in our life. But it takes, you know, your boundaries and your discipline. So, that's important. And another thing I just want to talk about when it comes to mindset is you have to learn to forgive yourself. You have to. You just have to. And when you don't learn to forgive yourself, you make everybody else pay for stuff. Like, and I don't even know if I'm explaining this right, but you know, you may be still mad from you being cheated on by someone else, and then you take that into your new relationship. You have to forgive yourself for allowing that person to treat you that way. And you have to have an open mind, and you have to forgive yourself. Everybody's not going to do the same thing the last person did to you. It's okay to trust. But when it comes to trust, just make sure you have your boundaries in order. If you have your boundaries in order, it'll be all right. And you know what? Say something bad does happen. Say you do get burned. We are resilient people as a whole. Like, you can pull through it, you know? And whether that be you may have to write a book on your experience, start journaling, get this stuff out. Like, you got to get this stuff out of you. The reason that we don't forgive ourselves and we sit in all this hurt is because we don't want to tell anybody. You have to tell your story. Your story is so important because guess what? It may help another little girl like you. It may help another little boy like you. You know? Think about it as in, you know, you're talking to your younger self. Like, what did you need in that moment? And this is where that mindset work comes in. Figure out what you needed in a moment where you weren't supported. Shift your mindset and give it to yourself now. You can't depend on humans, period. And I know that sounds crazy, but they're gonna fail you. Like, God made us imperfect. Like, we are imperfect people. The only perfect person was Jesus Christ. So I feel like you have to give, you know, room for error. People are gonna make mistakes, but make sure you do what you have to do to take care of yourself. And people are all like, oh, self-care is going to get my nails done, or I got my hair done, or I went and got a massage. And these are things that I like to do. Like, I do enjoy going to get a massage because it relaxes me. I do enjoy going to get my nails and my toes done because it makes me feel better. But like, that is external self-care. But you got to do some internal self-care, and that comes into play, you know. Maybe you need to get a therapist. If you don't want to get a therapist, you can get a life coach. Like, if you don't want to get a life coach, talk to your friend. And that can be tricky because, like, I feel like you do have to be aware of oversharing with your friends and make sure you have boundaries set or have your goals set for, you know, what do you expect to get out of the situation that you are, you know, venting about. You know, let the person know, you know, I kind of just want to analyze my thoughts. I want you to help me kind of like maybe pinpoint some things. So just make sure you have boundaries set for what you're trying to achieve. It's important to, you know, forgive you. And the way you forgive you is by doing the inner work. I feel like just looking at adults, like, you know, it'd be some people who are just nasty, have nasty attitude and stuff like that. I used to kind of just be like, ugh, why are they like that? Like, I used to be like, why are people so mean? No one that I mean myself, but I kind of felt like, oh, well, I have a reason to be mean. I've been through this, and that. But when you think about it, what have they been through? You don't know what they've been through. So I feel like we can't change anybody else. The only person we can change is ourselves. So I say, take a look at your mindset, do a little bit of self-evaluation, knock out those limiting beliefs, you know, set some boundaries, let toxic people go, and forgive yourself. So that's all I have for you guys in today's video. I hope it was very informative. Be sure to share with a friend. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.